Greetings, this is the Mad Hermit with you once again for a book review. And today we're going to be reviewing something a little different from all the other publications that I've reviewed in the past. And basically what I'm going to review is a graphic novel. More specifically, a graphic novel based in the comic book universe of DC, which is the comic book universe that includes such superheroes as Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, and the Justice League. And this is obviously as opposed to the Marvel Universe, which involves mutants, X-Men, and Spider-Man. So now that I got that out of the way, basically the work that I'm going to review takes place in an alternate universe from the present DC universe, and this publication is called Kingdom Come. And this work has been released in the past several years. Actually, it's been released for quite a while, actually. And the premise of this graphic novel is this. A public incident happened which caused all the old superheroes to force themselves into reluctant retirement, hiding themselves away from the public eye. Some of these old superheroes include Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern. And because of this public incident, and because of the disappearing or the reluctant retirement of these old-time superheroes, a brand new generation of metahumans, a brand new generation of superheroes arose since then. And because these new superheroes lack role models to guide them or to teach them or remind them what it means to be a superhero, a lot of these new generation superheroes tend to go about making up their own rules. Relying more on vigilante justice rather than any real sense of justice based on an absolute moral compass. And because of that, you have all these new generation of superheroes going about fighting and bickering with one another, usually for petty reasons, while ignoring collateral damage to normal humans. Because obviously, like I said before, they no longer have the old legends to look up to as role models or to teach them what it means to be heroes. So none of them know what it's like to be heroes. And usually they end up fighting each other for no apparent reason. As a result, given that humanity has now, or at this point, lost hope in superheroes to act as role models for them, human society has dropped into a societal depression. Basically pitting metahumans against humans, but more in the sense that humans now have grown to fear metahumans and are now in a position helpless against these new generation of superheroes who basically go about fighting each other, caring very little or at all about the humankind around them. And basically what Kingdom Come is about is basically Superman finally forcing himself out of retirement to redirect this new generation of heroes and just to solve this metahuman mess. Now, overall, this graphic novel is an excellent read. I loved it. And, first of all, being a comic book fan myself, it wasn't really that hard for me to fall in love with it. But besides that, it had a very rich story, it was very well written, and the artwork was absolutely amazing. Just to show you some examples, I don't know if you'll be able to see it all. Some of this artwork is very descriptive. I don't know if you can see all that. It was like as though they were actual real people involved. I don't know who the artist is. I believe the artist might be Alex Ross or something along the lines of that. But anyway, this is a very unique graphic novel given that it brings into account politics. It brings into account what it means to be a superhero. It brings into account old-fashioned ideals versus new-fashioned thinking. And it also brings in about, what really divides a hero from a vigilante. Now, overall, I enjoyed this read from cover to cover. I mean, it was very interesting. The only complaint that I had about Kingdom Come was the ending. The ending was a little rushed and felt very contrived, and by the time you're done reading it, when you get to the ending and done reading the ending, you're usually just like, what? But the good thing is, because of the artwork, because of the way they set up the story and because of the amazing character development they put and the wonderful original ideas that they included in there, including the fact that they now portray a much older, more cynical Superman and a even more cynical and even more older Batman in it. It gives a very interesting twist, not only to classic superheroes, but also introduces fresh material by introducing fresh superheroes, namely heroes of a new generation. So if I were to give it a rating, a star rating, I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. I would have given it 5 if it wasn't for the ending, which again felt very rushed and very contrived. But fortunately, because of all the other merits it has, the ending wasn't able to destroy everything it built up. So if you are a superhero enthusiast, if you are a comic book fan, and you're a definite fan of the DC Universe, this is a classic novel, graphic novel that you must buy. It's available at all bookstores, Borders, Amazon.com, Barnes Noble. And this has been The Mad Hermit, and I am signing off. Happy reading.